everybody, it's Emma, and today's video is going to be 10 tips on how to be social and to make friends. My setup is kind of different just because I'm using a different lens. I just wanted to try this and see how it looked, so I kind of like it. It's like, it makes it super like clear in the background. It's usually really blurred, but it gives you like a full kind of look of me, and the focus is really good on this lens, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. I probably won't do this every time, but I just wanted to try it out for this one, you know. I wanted to come to you guys with this video because I think friends and making friends and just having friends in your life is so important, and it just makes life so great. Like, God has blessed us with the ability to develop relationships and just click with people. And I'd like to say I'm pretty good at making friends. It's really easy for me to like start conversation with people and make them feel comfortable, and I'm open up really easily. So I think I can be a good bearer of advice. These things do work. I use them, and it really helps to make friends. So I hope you guys like this advice, and it can help you in your endeavors to make new friends. So let's just go ahead and get started with the 10 tips. The first one is that the fear that you have is all in your head. So that fear on how you're going to initiate the conversation, how to make a good first impression, how you continue the conversation, all that types of stuff is just in your head, and believe it or not, the person that you want to talk to is thinking the exact same thing, so they are not worried about you whatsoever. They are too busy thinking about themselves. Isn't that so freeing? Like, people really don't care, and if they do care, do you want to be friends with them? I don't. Like, I don't want to be friends with somebody that's constantly judging me. Just remember that everybody is too busy focusing on themselves that they aren't even really thinking about you. Now, that is liberating. Number 2 is huge, and that is to take initiative. I have learned that people will rarely come up to you first. You can be looking at them, make eye contact, like, are you gonna come talk to me? But they just don't. It can make you feel really left out if you're just sitting alone and you never take the steps to just walk up and start a conversation. It's something that you have to do, or it's going to be really, really difficult to make friends. Everyone is nervous, so sometimes you just need to step up and be the first one to say hello, or just give them a nice little smile. Or another thing that's great is just to throw in a compliment. Just be like, hi, like, I really like your outfit today. Like, I do that all the time, and people are like, thank you, and then, like, you get to talking where it's from, and what your favorite places to shop at, and it just keeps the conversation going. Number 3 is to make them feel comfortable. Something to instantly make somebody feel comfortable and welcomed is just a friendly smile. That just instantly shows that you are welcoming and you're okay to be comfortable around. If you're meeting somebody this is not necessarily for friends, but if you're like meeting an elder or somebody older than you, or even people my own age, I usually like to give a handshake, but try to make it firm. I give good handshakes, like, I just will toot my own horn. I learned in karate how to give a handshake, and I hate when people are like it's like a dead fish, like, shake firm. That just shows a lot of confidence and self-esteem. Another huge part of making somebody feel comfortable is making them feel like you're genuinely interested, and it's not just like a routine, like a robot, like, hi, how are you doing? How's the weather? Like, make them feel like you actually want to talk to them. Usually you do, but sometimes it's hard to give off that impression, especially if you're like an introvert and not used to doing it and you just get a little scared. Try to just be comfortable and make it known that you really are genuinely interested in talking to them. Number 4 is when you're in the conversation, definitely take advantage of telling stories, but make it quick and ask them questions. So if you're telling a story, like, ask them, like, have you done that? So that it's not just you talking for like 5 minutes straight. This is super good if you're an introvert. Learn how to ask good questions, because then you really literally will not have to talk hardly the whole time, because you'll just be asking questions and then the other person's talking. So the one thing that you do need to talk is the questions, and you need to learn how to come up with good ones. If you're good at that, you really hardly have to talk at all. Number 5 is simple, but go out. You cannot and will not make friends if you're just sitting in your bed all day, in your house, on your couch, on your TV. Friends are gonna just appear at your door and be like, nice to meet you, I'd like to be your friend. You can volunteer, get a job, join some clubs, some sports teams, some church events. There are places where there's people, and there you can actually take initiative and start making friends, but they're not just gonna come to you. You have to actually go out, step out of your comfort zone, and do something fun. It will be really fun, and when you have friends there, it's even more fun. And I know that it can be scary, but let me just tell you, it gets a lot easier each time and less scary. The more you step out in your comfort zone and develop that like muscle that you're building, you're gonna get stronger each time, and it's gonna be less and less scary. The 6th tip is to get to know your friends' friends. Your friends' friends. Your friends' friends. Your friends' friends. Sorry, I'm a little weird. This is scary, and you guys will probably be like, what? What are you saying, Emma? But if you know that your friend is going out or they're doing something fun, don't be scared to just ask, can I join? Like, the least that they can say is no, and, like, that's really not even a good friend. They're most likely going to say yes. And if they say no, just be like, shoo, I'm not your friend anymore. Well, it's not that easy, but, you know, make steps towards that. Another thing is, don't be scared if you're going to click or be comfortable with your friend's friends, because the thing is, if you are really good friends with your friend, you guys have similar interests and you seem to click, so her friends or his friends, you're probably going to get along with too. So there's a lot of comfort in that. Number 7 is to have an open mind. This takes a lot of maturity, but you need to have an open mind in the sense that you can be friends with somebody that you are not typically drawn to, or you don't have the same interests, or you don't come from the same background. You can most definitely become friends with them. You just need to get out of your head this certain persona of somebody that you're friends with, or who you're typically friends with, or who you want to be friends with. Just keep your mind open, and so many possibilities will be presented. Number 8 is super hard for most people. This is not hard for me. It's a little too easy for me, but that is to have an open heart. It is good to have your guard up and not have it fully let down, but it also is good because that will protect you from getting hurt. I've experienced this. I let my guard down way too quickly. I don't even have a guard up, that's the thing. Like, I'm never like guard up. It's just like, love me, let me tell you about myself. But there is something very good about being open, and that is that once you open up to somebody, it makes them feel very comfortable around you, and it draws you two closer together, and they get to know something personal about you, and then that's just something that you have together. And when you begin to open up, the other person usually instantaneously opens up themselves. It's just kind of how it works. Sometimes people have too much of a guard up that it takes a little while for those walls to be built down, and the more that you open up, the more that they'll feel more comfortable with being open. But a lot of times I've noticed, like, if I share something personal, or just open up, they usually do pretty fast. Number 9 is simple, but be yourself. Don't change who you are to make friends. You will never ever be comfortable, and you're always going to be living in a facade and faking, and that is never, ever, ever fun. Eventually you're going to get super, super tired of that facade you're living, and you're going to start to become more of yourself, and your friends are going to notice and be like, who is this chick? Or like, who is this dude? He is not the person that I befriended, and they're probably just not going to be comfortable with that, and it's probably going to kind of make the friendship fade off and just kind of have it be kind of weird. So just be yourself from the get-go, and it just makes everything so much easier. People want to be friends with your true self, trust me. The last one is number 10, and that is to stay in touch. Something I like to do is after I hang out with somebody, I like to text them being like, that was so fun, and just kind of keep the conversation going. Or like the next day I can bring up something funny that happened, or I just like to send people like vines or something funny on Twitter. You know, just keep in touch with them. Show them that you really were interested and that you had a good time and that you want to keep the friendship going. But another thing to remember is that you don't need to hang out every single day or every single week to be best friends. I've learned that the truth really is that the best friends are the ones that you can spend the most time apart from, but then when you do reunite and get back together, it's so easy and you just click and it's like no time was spent apart. Those are the best friends. If you guys have really busy schedules and it's hard to hang out all the time, that is totally okay, but just definitely make sure to keep in touch and try to hang out as much as possible. So that was it for this video on how to be social and make friends. I hope you guys liked this and got some advice from it. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you're not already. Also hit the little bell to get notifications every time I post a new video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!